As somebody who has a hard time having hard conversations, even though I feel like I'm the only one who ever initiates them, but that's neither here or there. As I've been practicing that skill to communicate, something that has helped me be more gentle and kind and patient with myself is remembering that communicating is like a muscle, and to work up muscle you have to constantly be consistent with it. And after one time communicating, you're not going to be perfect at it. And I know sometimes before I initiate a communication, I build up this like pressure within myself to say the right things, to express myself in the right way, to avoid any type of conflict, which doing that just makes me more nervous because I'm like prolonging actually doing it and taking action. But you never really know what's going to happen when you have a conversation until you actually have that conversation. There's no amount of thinking about it or planning for it, um, or having control over a situation when you just genuinely don't have control over how other people respond and react to what you are wanting to talk about. And you know, that's just like the reality of the situation. And that's something that I realize, which I've realized, but it like truly deeply clicked for me. Especially because we had this Libra full moon and it was transiting my third house of communication, which is right on the damn money, babe. Like, if you're a Leo rising, if you get it, you get it. But the clarity, what you want, whatever the fuck you're looking for is usually on the end of whatever you're holding back from initiating into your life. And like I said, I can plan and prepare all I want to, or project what I think is going to happen or how other people are going to respond to what I have to say, but the only time I'm actually going to know is by doing it and experiencing it for myself. But going back to communication is a muscle. You have to consistently communicate in order to build that muscle. There's no amount of perfectionism that I can try to mold myself into to being like the perfect communicator. The only way that I can strengthen my communication is by communicating and actually doing that. And I can see what works for me and what doesn't, but being in my head and beating myself up about being this perfect communicator or trying to say what is right to say and what is wrong to say is just me not truly being authentic within my self-expression, which is something that I have a hard time with, but I'm healing, because expressing myself has been like, it's a fear of mine because of like rejection and shit like that. But that's like, yeah. But strengthening that communication muscle takes time. And like I said, no one communication is going to make me the perfect communicator, or no one doing thing once is going to make me perfect or anybody perfect at anything at all. It just takes time. It takes learning what works for you, what doesn't. And, if you have a conversation with somebody and it doesn't go well, and, you pay attention to how they respond and react to you, it's like, that's really just like a telltale sign if they're actually meant to be in your life or not. And I know sometimes I like prevent things from going wrong, or prevent like or I think I'm trying to prevent that from going wrong, but it's like to keep somebody in my life to protect the peace and to stop chaos. But like, if that were to happen, that just means that they're not meant to be in my life, and like there's not really much I can do about it other than walk away. But also not expecting the worst all the time also helps. But yeah, I just wanted to share this because I thought about this and I was like, I think this is helping me, and I feel like it'll help somebody else. So yeah, thank you for listening.